Is Christ important for people whose ancestors were forced to accept him? And if so, why?
Christ is important. Is Christ important? Yeah, definitely Christ is important, even if your ancestors were forced to accept him. I suppose me being a black person yourself, we kind of know that in terms of what we may have been told, that Christianity was forced upon us. You know, that's believed by many. It was forced upon the Africans through transatlantic slavery. You know, we hear that. As if Christianity only came to Africa through there. When actually Christianity from like the 3rd, 4th century and even earlier, according to some people, was already in Africa, which is 1,000 years plus before we had the whole slave trade. So the whole idea that it's the white man or the Europeans that brought Christianity to us really is a lie. You can read about the Ethiopian who got saved when he was talking with Philip in the Bible. He was an Ethiopian, and this was Philip. This was back in the early times, first century. So when we think about it, it's important because what was forced to them is something that we need to understand now as truth, and not just throw it out because we think because it was forced there was no truth in it. So if you go back to the whole Christianity in Christ, if it's taught correctly and given to us correctly, the problem was never Christ or the Christianity. The problem was that it was twisted for different means and it was used in the wrong way, and that's what we remember of it. It's like Gandhi said, you know what, I like Christ but I don't like your Christians. It's that whole concept of if people taste what is really there, there won't be so much objection to it, but because there's people who represent it in the light that's wrong. So for slavery, Christianity was used just to keep people down and keep one race superior to another. Then surely people will back off from that and understand that. But then we need to realise that doesn't mean what Christ was preaching was wrong, and revisit it and not use it as an excuse to throw out the whole thing.